over 4 yards a carry, but was only handed the ball 6 times in the second half. It was the 3rd game in a row that the All-Pro was held to under 100 yards on the ground. So, Shannon, should the Cowboys have fed Zeke a bit more?
Yeah. They absolutely should, Skip, because he had it going yesterday. And in the inclement weather like it was yesterday, you need a guy like Zeke, Skip, because he's a guy that doesn't – he's not going to slip and slide. He's a heavy runner. And like you said, he plods, so which will serve him very, very well in conditions like this, because you don't have to worry about him getting a ball and all of a sudden his feet from up under. Zeke is coming downhill. And he was feeling it yesterday. He had read those articles that he wasn't the same guy. He's slowing down. Everybody, even in Dallas, when they know what this guy represents.
Talked about it here.
And you say you hadn't been seeing that lately. Well, you saw that early.
I did.
Saw that early. This is the game, Skip, you're supposed to let Zeke bring you home. And he had 15 carries in the first half, and then for some reason, you only give him 6 in the second half. You got to double him up. Zeke, if Zeke comes out of that game with 30 carries and 125, 130 yards, Skip, I like your chances. But once you got into a situation where you're going to throw in those kind of conditions, and you're not used to throwing and playing in those kind of conditions, the likelihood of you winning that game drastically decreased. So, yes, Zeke, you got to give Skip, you got to give him the ball. Let him run the ball. Let him show you that he's still the guy that you paid $50 million. And he would earn 45 of it yesterday. Because if I'd had to give him 35, 40 carries, that's what he would got.
So I'm going to give you this. Best I've seen Zeke all year yesterday.
Okay.
I was hard on him last week. I've been hard on him for about a month. Couldn't see him anymore. Where are you? Where's the $50 million guaranteed man? And yesterday, I saw attack mode early. I think his pride did get rubbed a little raw. I saw a little more burst. I saw a little more conviction when he hit the line of scrimmage. I saw a little more desire to move the pile, that he can move like nobody can move it when he is running hot. And I do give you this. He is what I would call a mutter, because I saw it one time. They've had one big rain game, and it was in 2017 at Washington, a game that they did win. But in the second half, in the first half, he had 15 carries for 67. Then they just kept feeding the beast. You know, he was just like, eat, Zeke, eat in the second half. And he had 18 carries for 83 yards just in the second half. So they basically put the game back in his hands and took it out of Dak's hands, because Dak just told him, I can't throw. And he talked after the game. First time he's been in conditions quite like that. And he said, the ball got so heavy, I just couldn't control it anymore. So I will give you all of the above. But yesterday, when he did run in the second half, they started to draw a bead on him too, where he had one carry of 10 and 1 for 5, but the other carries were 3, 2, 2, 3. So they started to zero in on Zeke. He wasn't just killing them.
No, but that's okay, Skip, because here's the thing. The game was never out of reach where you needed to just throw. The game was always within a score. So now you let him control it. Now the play action, because if he cracks 1 for 4 or 5, you want some play action. But once you go away from Zeke, they skip. I mean, play action is null and void, because they know you're not giving them the ball anymore. So now they just drop back to the areas. Not that they are paying attention anyway. But for me, I think in a situation like that, in this game, because this is the time you want to see Zeke. You know what? I've been waiting for this guy to come out. I want to see which. I gave him $50 million. Let me see. I need to see why I gave him $50 million. And yesterday was your opportunity, really the first time in a long time, for him to show you why you gave him that kind of money.
Okay, but here's my problem. Even though the final score was 13-9, when it got 10-0 New England early in the second quarter, it felt like it was 40-0 in those conditions, because it's Tom Brady at Gillette, where if he's leading at halftime, he's 105-1. Lost Alex Smith on that opening night game.
Crazy stat,
it's a crazy stat. And yet you feel like you have to throw to come back, because it feels like the deficit is way worse in those conditions. So when Dak finally figured out, I got to put a glove on my hand, he started to get control of the game. He started to just literally get a grip on the game. So he started complete balls in the third quarter, and they knew what was coming in the fourth quarter. It was much easier to throw with the win. So I don't blame them for going back to Dak, because to me this year he has earned the right to have the game in his hands, as he didn't at the end of the Minnesota game, but he deserved the right to go mano a mano with Tom Brady in the fourth quarter, and he came up big. He threw for 110 yards in the fourth quarter, and it felt like they were going to need every bit of those, and they might have had even more if Amari had hung on to that 4th and 11 throw at the end of the game, which I thought the best receiver in pro football, according to Pro Football Focus, should have caught. So I don't have any problem with going back to Dak because he should have come up bigger. Well, was there not a tripping penalty? Did that not derail the momentum of that last drive?
Zeke said I was eating.
Yeah.
Zeke said I was hungry. Zeke said y'all hadn't been feeding me in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So I was hungry.
Okay. What did Zeke say in the other trip to the red zone at the end of the first half? What happened when they got it to 1st and 10 at the 14 and Zeke went for 3 yards and suddenly either waved out of the game or maybe they took him out. I don't know. But here came Tony Pollard for 2nd and 7 and 3rd and 7, and they flipped a little safety valve pass to him over the middle. It got quickly broken up. And then they threw a screen pass to Tony Pollard. And I thought those were Zeke plays because the game at that point is 10-0.
Hey,
okay?
Zeke said, I got you down here. Y'all don't value me.
Well, was he protesting? I don't know.
No, he wasn't protesting.
Well, I don't know. He went over and put his coat on.
But Skip,
Really?
can you stop reading these articles? Because
Which articles?
These articles about Dak. And the offense goes through Dak.
About Zeke.
And him the MVP.
Yep.
Because the Cowboys started reading these articles and put the ball in his hands when they should have put it in the belly of Zeke. Skip, you see what Tom Brady did? You see how many carries Sonny Michel had? Sonny Michel had 20.
For how many?
85 yards.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
I don't think that decided the game.
No, but it just goes to show you they running the ball. They ain't gonna let you run. They're not gonna let. Oh, it's Tom Brady's team. Tom Brady. No. Bill Belichick says it's my team, and I'm gonna do what's in the best interest of us winning the ball game. Hence the playoffs, where they led the playoffs in rushing. Even though they had Tom Brady, Sonny Michel, Burkhead, James White, those guys running the football.
He was still throwing the ball on occasion to Zeke in the fourth quarter.
No,
and he threw it to Zeke on 3rd and 1 for a big first down. And what happened? Travis Frederick was called for tripping.
Okay, Skip.
Can we see it again?
Skip,
I gotta see it.
Do you want to see it again?
One last time.
I don't know if you're going to want to see it again.
Tripping. It's phantom.
Makes you mad.
Yep. That's tripping? Wait. What are you tripping? You put your foot on the ground. You didn't lift your leg. Dante Hightower is trying to split the double team. He gets blocked. Travis Frederick's just trying to shield him away from the quarterback. That is not tripping. That changed the whole football game. That derailed Dak's momentum.
Yeah. Well, it tells me when they called 2 of these in one game, the Patriots had gone to the officials.
Maybe.
And said, look for this. Because there have been times that I know
so?
I'm going to bring, Mike would tell us, and he would say, I'm going to bring this to and we get a call.
Yeah.
So that's what happens, Skip. I mean, like you said, there have been 7. In how many games? 10 weeks, 16 years, so almost 200 games, and all of a sudden
190. Yep.
190.
Yep.
And they've called 7 in 190, and they called 2 in one game.
Okay. That's telling, though, that if they had been told, or maybe they saw it.
Well, I guess the Cowboys. What did Jason Garrett tell the coach? What is special team?
I don't know.
Does he say?
He's a nice guy. He didn't really ever
checking in.
argue with the referees. He doesn't.
Well, he'll need to argue. He just plant seeds.
When they make a call like that, he just does this.
Skip.
Thank you.
Sometimes you just
Way to go. That was a good call.
Sometimes you just want to plant the seeds.
Yep.
Keep an eye on this.
I agree.
Keep an eye on that.
Yep.
Because they told them. I don't care what anybody tells you. They told them for them to get two of those calls.
Yep.
And that was egregious because tripping is an intentional act. There was nothing intentional about that.
Thank you. So that derailed the quarterback. And I'm telling you, bottom line to this game and the rest of the year is this team will go as far as its quarterback carries it, not its.
Well, you won't go very far then.
Yep.
You won't get very far.
Okay, we've already dissected.
I got them winning maybe the last 5 in a row.
It's not gonna
You
happen.
said it earlier on the show.
I did.
You still
You're gonna
that
be wrong.
way?
Yep.
Excuse me. You're gonna be wrong.
No.
You're gonna be wrong.
They're going to beat Buffalo on Thanksgiving.
You know,
Not
you're going to
easy.
have to show up for you to
Yep.
win all those games.